And what is up, my Michigan Nation? So I got a lot to catch up on because I had I guess some Wi-Fi problems here at the house, but I think that's all squared away pretty good and I'm ready to rock, but I got several games to go over, so this video might be a little longer than most. We're going to cover basketball mostly, but we are also going to talk a little bit about hockey, softball, baseball, and we're going to talk about a recent Michigan decommit. So let's get this started and let's go. First, Michigan basketball, 3-0 and since the last time I posted. They won all three games pretty impressively too. The hardest game out of those three that they've played was surprisingly against Northwestern, as they trailed Northwestern by 16 with 13 minutes to go in this game. Ended up winning by 12, 87-85. Great comeback win. Northwestern was just hot in the beginning, and they just didn't miss a shot. But Michigan's defense clamped down and took over. Lindenberg led the way with 15 points. Actually, I'm sorry. LJ Kason off the bench led the way with 18 points. He was actually the hero of this game. I don't believe that they win this game without him. Lindenberg had 15 and 12 rebounds. Mo Johnson had 12 points. Mara also had 12 points, each of them getting 9 and 7 rebounds respectively. And, of course, Trey McKinney with 12 off the bench. That kid's going to be a stud. You watch. So, after that game, UCLA rolled into Michigan, rolled into Ann Arbor, and Michigan put a whooping on them, man. It was 40-38 at the half. UCLA had a little run to get it within 2 points, but Michigan absolutely decimated them in the second half, 41-18. That defense completely clamped down on them, and the game was over pretty quick into the second half. So Lindenberg, once again, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Mo Johnson, 15 points, 3 rebounds. Mara with just 9 points, but he did have 8 rebounds. Burnett had 12 points. And off the bench, Kason, once again, with 13 points. He's been playing some good basketball. But Cadeau had led the way with 5 assists. But let me also put it this way. I love LJ Kason coming off the bench. I don't want him to be a starter. He's doing good things off the bench. So everyone who wants him to start over Cadeau, I pump the brakes a little bit on that. All right, now the big game. It's really, really hard to win at Mackey Arena. It is. Purdue their fan base is insane, but I mean insane in a good way. I'm not saying anything bad about them. It's really difficult to win. Lindenberg had a weird video that was out, but he did way back in May, and it was taken too serious, though. It obviously was not real. Wasn't anything crazy. But anyways, so the last time Purdue led in this game, it was 11-10. That's what I'm telling you. Michigan ended up winning 91-80. They controlled the whole game. They were up by as much as 20 in the first half. A couple of times Purdue cut it to 8 in the second half, but every time they did that, our boy Cadeau hit a three-pointer and put him right back up by 11. And he put the dagger in him there. He played great. He was the leading scorer with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. Played phenomenal. Michigan had a lot of guys in double digits. Lindenberg had 13, Johnson had 12, Mara had 10, and like I said, Cadeau was 17. Kason and McKinney both had 13 off the bench. This is a super impressive win. It really is. And actually, with Ohio State beating Illinois Ohio State beating Wisconsin, the only team to beat Michigan was Wisconsin, and them catching them was far-fetched to begin with, but now it's really going to be difficult and probably damn near impossible. So once again, our basketball team 3-0, so they improved to 25-1 on the year. They next play Duke this upcoming Saturday, so let's go get them, boys. Go blue. Okay, now the ladies. The ladies played 2 games, won them both by 20-plus points, as they beat Northwestern 80-58. With our starters, Olsen having 21, 8, and 7. She led in all 3 categories for that game. Swords had 16, and Dudley had 12 coming off the bench. So Northwestern's not a good team, but that was still an impressive win. And then they played our ranked rival. They played Michigan State. Michigan State's their ladies team is really good, and man, our women had no problem They beat them 86-65, a 21-point win, with once again Swords leading the way with 24. Olsen had 23 and 8. Holloway had 15. And, I mean, the starters just absolutely owned this game. The players off the bench, they didn't score a whole lot. They didn't play a whole lot, it seemed. It seemed like we had one person who had 19 minutes. Another person had 10 minutes. Our leading scorer off the bench was Dudley with 6. So it was mostly the starters that did the work here. But whatever the case, great job, great victory. All right, now our hockey team. Michigan played Penn State 2 times. They won both games, but one of them was a shootout. It was a 4-4 tie, but Michigan won in the shootout, 1-0 in the shootout. So that they got the extra point in that game, but I think it just counts as a tie in the standings. I don't fully understand college hockey, how it works, but I think that's how it is. Then when they played them the second time around, they beat them 6-3, doubled them up, beat them pretty easily. Michigan is now 23-5-1, number 2 in the country. So let's keep going, guys. I love having all of these good teams that we can root for. All right, now baseball. Baseball played 2 games. They played number 24th ranked Arizona, and this was some type of a, oh my goodness, what would you call it? I don't know. It's a tournament, I guess, some sort of a tournament. I don't know. But they beat number 24 Arizona 4-1 before losing to number 11 Oregon State 5-4 in extra innings. Oregon State, they also beat to start this tournament. They beat them in the first game of this series. So it's not bad at all. They're off to a 4-1 start. So let's ride high. I think we're going to have a good baseball team this year. So let's do it. Now, our ladies played 5 games over the weekend. That's a lot of softball, but they're in something called the Houston HCU Invitational. And in the first game, they beat Pitt 3-1. Game number 2, they took on Houston Christian and beat them 6-1. Seems like our ladies don't give up a whole lot of runs. Then they played Incarnate Word, or is it pronounced Incarnate Word? I don't know. But they beat them 20-2. So who cares what they're called? And their only loss of this series was against Houston, which they dropped a 10-9 decision. That was a slugfest right there. Both teams were scoring runs. They ended the tournament by defeating Lafayette 9-0 in a 5-inning mercy. So good job, ladies. I mean, you went 4-1 over the weekend, so nothing wrong with that. They are now 8-2 on the year. Go Blue. All right. Now, in case you haven't heard, we have lost one of our 2027 prospects. In fact, our best 2027 prospect. As Peter Bork has decommitted from Michigan. I don't think this is much of a surprise to a lot of people. It seemed like he just wasn't happy with who we were bringing in because it didn't fit his style. He's a pro-style quarterback, and Coach Witt likes mobile quarterbacks. It seemed like from his a lot of the highlights I watched of Bork, he was pretty mobile. But anyway, he got an offer from University of Washington. I'm not saying he's going there, but that was one of the first offers he got, and he is now decommitted. I don't know if Michigan is 100% out of it, but they probably are. Usually these guys, when they decommit, they don't come back to the same school that they decommitted from. So, Peter, good luck to you, man. I hope the best for you, unless you're playing against Michigan. All right, now that being said, our coaches were prepared for this because, like I said, this wasn't a secret. So they've been in talks with at least 2 quarterbacks right now. It could be more because they want to get another quarterback in this class. Now, the first one I heard of was Camden Lapati. He is actually currently committed to Illinois, but, I mean, you can talk to him until they sign those papers, all right? He's a 247 Sports Composite 4-star. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. 4-star. And he's already talked to Michigan before. They visited him back in January, so there is some interest there. So let's see where this goes. They have also just started talks with Dane Weber. He's a 6'2", 210-pound quarterback out of California. He is also a 4-star 247 Sports Composite, number 360 player in the country, number 24 quarterback. So they're in talks with him too because they definitely want to get that number 2 quarterback. They want to sign 2 quarterbacks. So I'm not even 100% sure how if Schmiegel's going to stay on, because he's a pro style quarterback too. So I don't know. I don't know how all of this is going to work. He's at least locked on for this year, I think. But I do also believe that the transfer portal opens one more time. So we will see how all of that goes. But hey, we're all caught up. And I promise I will not fall behind like this again. So let's keep on rocking. Let's keep on rolling. Let's keep on going. Go Blue.